Hello, and welcome back to another Analog Emma video. Today, I am not in front of a keyboard, but I am taking you on a journey of a photo I am taking just across the canal from us. Currently, it is a little more overcast than I'd like, but the sun is supposed to set in about an hour, so I'm taking the video here and then bringing you guys over to the shoot location to hopefully get a good photo. Now, a little recap of how I take my photos. I mainly shoot on a 4x5 film camera, specifically a monorail camera. This is a hefty little guy that I need a little travel size container to carry around, but hopefully one day I'll buy a smaller one. With the 4x5 camera, you have to compose your shot before you put in the film negative and then take the photo. This requires a little more beforehand setup instead of just looking through a viewfinder and taking the photo at the exact same time. Now, our object of interest for the photo is a coal generating plant thing right across the way from where we are right now. This obviously is not a place I can go and walk on as it is private property, but there is a public access trail right across the canal from it, which hopefully I'll be able to park at and get an alright shot from the northeast. This is a 4x5 film holder. It is 4 inches by 5 inches, hence the 4x5. And a sheet of these usually comes in a pack of 10 for currently around $30 to $60. That being said, my compositions do need to be thought out pretty heavily since I'm burning a decent amount of money here. But developing and scanning at home does save me a lot of it. As for my camera, this is the monorail I was talking about. Here are the bellows, which keep it light tight between the focusing plane and your lens plane. In here is the lens. I'm using a 210 millimeter Schneider. This is a pretty old spot meter, but it does work great, and it is Nick Carver's recommended spot meter. It is a Pentax something. With all that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and drive over to the location and hopefully figure out if it's a good one. Well, here is our composition. Well, not really our composition, just our main focus, the plant. As you can see, though, there isn't really a good view of it. And by it, I mean the water with the plant. I was thinking somewhere where the trees, if the trees weren't there, I'd say it'd be great. I would have taken it probably right behind the fence, raise it up a little bit. There you go. But trees are there. So I'm looking behind us. Specifically, that yellow house. Now, walking back from the tree line over there, I saw this composition of the house with the smokestack right behind it, with the bridge over it, and I thought it was really interesting. So I think I'm going to try to go across the tracks right over there and see if I can get something like that on the tight angle lens. Alrighty, I have found a composition. Light is pretty much going away, so hopefully I'll have some sort of color in a second. Speaking of color, we will be shooting on Portra 400 and Vari-Color 100 that is expired. All my film was cold stored, but Vari-Color was not. Our composition is that yellow house. Like I said, we're doing a kind of a lead up with the no trespassing gate into the yellow house. I'm going to make sure that big ass telephone pole is not covering either one of those windows on the house. Make sure it's right in the middle. And hopefully we should have a pretty good vertical composition. Composition's good. I'm going to meter before the light goes away. I'm looking to go probably f16, maybe f11. Get a lot of it in focus. We're looking at a 4-second exposure, not bad. No reciprocity needed since it's not longer than, I don't remember how long. So we're just gonna shoot it at 4 seconds. I'm gonna overexpose it a little bit to get shadows a little brighter. Probably gonna go for 5 or 6. Shooting 2 frames, so maybe I'll do 1 at 4, 1 at 6. Shutter works. Film goes in. Film's in, just in case there's any light leaks in the bellows. Put this on top. Make sure it's not covering the lens. It's not. Dark side pulled. Photo taken. Put dark side. That's our portrait shot. Now we're going to do the Verichrome. Verichrome is rated for 100. It's expired. I'm going to shoot it at 100. I'm not going to push it at all. Looking at the house again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, shutter's tripped. Oh, that's our train. Now if we get out of here before the train comes, we won't get arrested. See what I mean about getting a smaller camera? Now, if you know who Tom Scott is, he did a video on this station right here. It's a electronic fish away thing. Anywho, we have our photos, right? Oh my God, I think I left one over there. Oh shit. No, it's in the camera. All right. Overall, mild success. I don't have any fresh C41 chemistry, so I'm gonna have to send this to a lab. That's not gonna be fun. But sun's finally setting. No color, but that scene doesn't look like it'd be very fitting for color. But I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, there's another train coming. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here before the train cops come for me. Hope you enjoyed, and here are the photos now. Now that we have the negative in front of us, I did develop this at home. I developed it with fresh C41 chemistry and did scan it on my Epson V700. Currently, we are just looking at the negative, which looks pretty good from at least initial viewing. It's when you look a little closer, or really not at all, when you notice the large missing detail right there. And that is from the bellows of my camera. See, the monorail camera which I shoot on, it has a few issues with light leaks in the bellows. And when there's light leaks in the bellows, that can come out on the film. And you'll see splotches of bright white on certain portions of your film. As a way to counteract this, really cheaply, I put my dark cloth on top of my bellows. You even see me do that with the sweatshirt in the video. The problem is that sweatshirt is a lot heavier than the bellow or than the dark cloth. Thus, it pushed down on the top of the bellows, and since 4x5 film on large format is shot opposite, the bottom of the frame, which is actually the top, was blocking a portion of the film from the lens. So that portion didn't get any light from the scene, thus making it black in the scan. Now I'm going to show you the scan that I got from this image here. Overall, I am not too content with this photo as it came out. I think it's a little too dreary, and I do believe with this being the 6-second exposure that my highlights in the sky were too blown out. I decided that I'm going to go back and try it again, but this time not with the monorail camera. So I bought a new one. I decided I was finally done with all of the hassle and complications that came with my previous 4x5 monorail camera, that I just went out and bought another one from Japan. I've always had good luck with my buys from Japan, so I wasn't too pressed on this being any more difficult than what I currently have. This is a field camera, so it's not a monorail camera in which it can fold up, which is really nice, and it will help me put it in a backpack better instead of a big carry-on or a luggage case. There we have it, the Takihara Hope 4x5 field camera. And here it is, fully extended. Well, not extended, but open. It is extremely light and obviously folds up really small compared to the monorail camera which I'm currently using. I can finally ditch this and its extra 8 pounds of weight. And once I get a lens board, I'll put this to the test. And we are back. Right now we are under the big bridge that was in the background of our last composition. So we have the new Takihara all set up. We're doing a little bit closer on the composition this time, just because I felt there was just too much information that wasn't really needed in the foreground, especially with the rocks and stuff. So I pushed it up a little bit, just got straight to the gate, straight to the no trespassing sign. And we're gonna see maybe if this comes out a little bit better because the new camera and hopefully with the better composition. So what we're doing right now is I'm going to front shift the lens a little bit to get the plane of focus so that it's from the gate to the house without there being too much of an aperture change. So we'll see if that works. Back the shutter again, slide up, wait for it to stop wiggling. Oh, there's hikers up there. After developing both photos, I came out with this. Now, it definitely looks a little different from the previous exposure, mainly with the amount of noise and that orange particulate at the top of the frame. At first, I thought this was an issue with the photo itself, but it's not on the negative. So after doing some tests, I found out that it is actually an issue with the negative, but the scanner as well. Normally, my negatives are pretty light and transparent. But the one I took was fairly dark. Because of this, the light that is used to show the film on the scanner is just not powerful enough to get all the way through that dark film and expose to the scanner what is actually there. So the scanner is finding things that it thinks are there, but really isn't, including that orange part and all that noise that you see, especially in the sky. This made the scan pretty difficult to edit and to even really get out at all. This, unfortunately, is the best I could do, and it's where I'm going to be stopping today. I am pretty proud of myself for getting the focus on right, even though that was my first time doing a tilt on the front lens. And I'm also pretty proud that my vertical lines were all nice and straight and parallel where they should be. I might revisit this shot sometime down the road, but for now, I'm going to cap off this video there, knowing some new things and being a lot better off in 4x5 than I was a week ago. Hope you enjoyed and stick around for hopefully some more photo content.